Lily Laboratory. Today we're going to take a look at some plankton. We're going to discover a whole new world in a microscopic view. Plankton is any organism, whether it's a plant or an animal, that is really called a drifter because the word plankton is Greek for the word wanderer. However, it's the little animals and plants that are in the ocean or puddles or lakes or ponds or any water that you find around you that just kind of drifts. But they're swimming. They can swim and they're good swimmers, but boy, it doesn't do them any good because the ocean drifts and the drifts in the lakes, they just push them right along. Now, plankton is really, really important to us on this earth because one of the major reasons is our plankton, which is phytoplankton, which means it's plants, provides most of the atmosphere that we breathe. It gives us all the oxygen in the biosphere. Another reason that plankton is really important is it's part of the lowest form of the food chain in the ocean, and everything in the ocean survives basically on plankton. So those are two reasons why plankton is really, really important. Now, I went down to the Florida Keys. And it was so beautiful down there, and what I did was I went and I gathered some plankton. So I want you to take your little hands and do this with me, and we're going to go down and we're going to visit the Florida Keys. Are you ready? There's no place like the Keys. There's no place like the Keys. There's no place like the Keys. No place like the Keys. And here we are. Just need a plankton net. And here it is. Okay, what you got to do to gather some plankton is to get yourself a plankton net like this one. It has a little tube at the end and it has a net. And this is a store-bought one, but you can make one out of pantyhose, which I'm going to show you how to do a little bit later when I go back to the lab. And then you tie a line on it. I got some fishing line here. And you just walk along and you gather some stuff. And inside of the line is plankton. Here we go. Alright. Pull up that big old mess like that. And you pour it into a sample tube and you take it back in a cooler. We can troll it on the canal. That's another way to catch plankton. Here we go.
I've seen plenty of Cuban women doing that.
Okay. Or you can take your plankton net and you can toss it out in Big Copper Key on Boca Chica Road, which is where we are right now. Okay, here we go. Roll in for the plankton. Then we have another sample. When you pour it into your little sample tubing, and you pop the lid on it, like that. Store the plankton down inside of a cooler. See? It has ice cubes in it. And close up the top. And we're going to take it back to the lab. We had such a wonderful time in the Keys, and now we're back in the lab. And just like I promised you, I'm going to show you how to make a plankton net. This is the one that I used, but you can see that it's a pretty simple thing. Now, this is what you can do to make a plankton net at home. You get some old pantyhose from your mom, okay, like this. And you cut it off at the knee, like that. And, just a minute. What you want to do is, this is the pantyhose right here, and in the top part you have to get like a coat hanger and make a 6-inch ring on it, and you sew it around the part of the pantyhose. Then you have your fish line coming out, and out here, the little ring, you can make like a washer or something like that, and you tie your rope onto the end. Now you need about 4 or 5 feet of rope so you can troll really well for the plankton. Now, way down here in the bottom, you have a bottle of any kind. You can have a baby food jar, you can have a drink can or something like that, and you put a rubber band around it to hold it on the pantyhose. That's all you got to do. Now, if you don't have any of that stuff, all you got to do is get yourself a bottle like this, because you really can gather plankton in the easiest ways. Now, Miss Lily gathered hers down in the Keys in this. But you know what happened? The plankton all croaked because it took me a long time to get back from the Keys because it's really far away. So just dump that stuff out. And I went out to my local pond and I gathered some really nasty looking stuff. Now, if you don't get the nasty looking stuff, you're not going to find the plankton in it. So you just when you see that dark algae, that's the stuff you got to get. You dip your little bottle down in there, you take the top off like this, and you get yourself back and you get a wonderful microscope like this. Okay. Then you got to have a slide with a little well in it. That's called the deep well slide. And you got to have an eyedropper. And you sort of put it up like this. And you suck up some of that old nasty stuff. Okay? Hold your dropper upside down for a little while so the nasty stuff gets down into the bottom. And all you need is one little drop on the slide. That's all you need. And then you take another slide and you slip it on the top like this. Now, right inside of that slide is so much plankton, you will not believe it. This is an amazing microscopic world, and we're going to look at it right now under the microscope. Place it up under the microscope like this. Get it into focus so you can see it really well, and take a look. Whoa, was that cool or what? Can you believe that all of that plankton was all right there in that little drop of pond water? Now remember, you can go out and get your plankton in the marine ocean. You can get it in a puddle, in a pond, a lake. You can troll from a canoe, from a boat, from anywhere. Or you can do like Miss Lily did and troll in the Keys. I'll see you next time on Lily Laboratory. Say bye-bye from the Keys.